during the years while I'm going through my journey as a trainer. He told me one thing. He said, Kamran, you have to read through the dictionary. I said, what do you mean by read through the dictionary? No, you have to, whatsoever the words you have been using, you have to dig out what is the meaning of it. I said, but I'm already been aware of. He said, not exactly, Kamran. Just go into the dictionary, identify the true meaning of the words, because sometimes we have a different meaning, and that might piss off the people. So the best part is that you look into that precise meaning and you just calibrate yourself, because whenever you are using that meaning, you are always been there to ensure that this meaning is having the same impact as it has been for the other people. $1 million advice. And I would say, being a good communicator, please do one thing. Keep on enhancing your vocabulary, because the more vocabulary you are going to use it, the better words you are been having in your inventory, the better impact you can carry. So your choice of words have a lot of meaning. So for example, many number of times I use that, let's experience it. Whenever I said that it is not important in our life. It is not important in our life how many number of years we have spent in our career. It is more important the depth of my career. It is more important the depth of my career. It is more important the depth of my career. Now you see that I'm using, being as a professional communicator, I'm using certain sentence, and I'm using, naturally I'm being trained in it, that the modality of my voice, the texture I'm been using, and the pitch of my voice, because that's a professional, I can do that. But the point is that the meaning and your tonality, that all carries certain meaning. All right, so I'm just trying to give you an important aspect onto it. Now, another thing which is more important for us to understand, and this is called a communication model, which was being established in 1955. There was two scientists. One was Joseph Lift and another was Harry Ingham. They worked together in 1955 and they established a communication model. That communication model I'm going to talk about in front of you. I hope you can see my board and you can see that quadrant. There are 4 quadrants over here. You can see that. All right. The first quadrant, just write it down at the top: known to you and not known to you. Known to you and not known to you. Now on the vertical side, write it down: known to others and not known to others. Now we are having the 4 quadrants. Now you will understand the communication, and if you are started using it, it is going to be very impactful and it is going to be very profound in your life. Now, for example, let's look into the first part. When we say there is something known to me and there is a known to other, we are communicating in a very interesting zone which is called an open zone. This is called an open zone. Okay, what does it mean when something is known to me and known to you? It means the more information we share among each other, the better communication we started happening. You might have experienced that some of the team building exercises, when I was doing that, I always start with the intro round, and we have had a very interesting experiences whenever we talk people around. We said, all right, tell us something unique about yourself which you think your colleagues are not been aware of. And then people are excitedly sharing about their aspects. They are sharing about some of their likeliness. They are sharing about something or some of their unique hobbies. And we had such an interesting discovery that people are having so much amazing skills and competencies. So what happened? The more information we share among each other, we are communicating in an open zone. The more trust we are having, the more information we share. So if you are a good communicator, you always put a lot more information in the open zone. For example, when you are having a fast friends, what does it mean by he or she might be my fast friend, my best friend? It means that you had a lot of information in the open zone which you know about each other, your personal likeliness, dislikeliness, etc., etc. So the more information we know about each other, the more we are communicating in the open zone. Now, in contrast to it, if some information which is known to me, but it is not known to you. For example, you are my team members. and I'm being known to some of the things which I should communicate, but I'm not communicating with you, it is not known to you, then the communication is happening in a closed zone. Closed zone. So what does it mean? That if there is something which I'm not been sharing on timely basis with you, then there is a space over there, and because of some sort of an element of trust, if it is missing over there, people started creating their own meaning. That's why this is being called a closed zone, and a lot of rumors started happening if the communication has been stopped somewhere. So we have learned up till now, one is the open zone. If something known to you, known to the others, we are communicating in an open zone. Something known to me or known to you, but it's not known to your family or your friend or something like that, it means that we are being in the closed zone. Now the third aspect, which is very important to understand, is that when we look into that part, something is known to the others, but it is not known to you. It is known to the others, but it is not known to you. This is called a blind zone. So what is a blind zone? Blind zone is that, for example, while we are working as a team, so the people who are doing the job, they are more knowledgeable about the job, and I'm the manager there. And I'm, for example, there are many things which I've not been aware of. It been aware to you. There are some sort of challenges which has been happening with some of the client. There are some sort of machinery breakdown which might happen at certain period in time, known to you, but it is not known to me. So what is more important? It is very important that it is happened to be my blind spot. It is a blind zone. So something which is at my back I've not been aware of, it might haunt me. So what is more important? That if I create an element of trust, then the communication started happening, because then people are started channelizing that information, which is very, very important for myself to understood. So have you got that idea? So for example, not known to me, but it is known to others. So for example, whenever I go around and I started asking for a feedback, and I said to my friends who have been there, which has experience while I've been talking to them, and I asked them, what is the feedback for you? What are the things which you think I should improvise further? What are the things which you suggest me that I should not do? So I keep on asking them, because if there are something in my blind zone, I must be aware of it. Now the last but not the least, something which is not known to the others and not known to myself as well, this is called an unknown zone. Unknown zone. For example, there are many of my childhood memories not known to me right now, not known to you as well, unknown zone. Or there are some sort of things, for example, if you ask me, I've never tried, for example, I'm not very accustomed, I'm not liking that seafood at all. Now if you ask me, or if you look into that, what is going to be happen if I'm going to taste some seafood? What is going to be happen? What would be my reaction? So I'm not aware of, neither you have been aware of it. So there are something which is unknown zone. So please remember, as a good communicator, what you have to be focused on. As a good communicator, listen, you have to expand that open zone. You have to expand that open zone, and you have to reduce that closed zone. The more you will open up that open zone, and that always happens with that element of trust. The more trust you create among the team, the more trust you create among the family members, the better communicator you are having a better communication with them.